My name is Clara, and I come from a small town in Italy. I never thought I would get the opportunity to travel abroad, but one day, I received a surprising invitation from an international youth conference that would be held in the United States. I was invited to represent my country and meet young leaders from all over the world. I couldn't believe it at first, but it was real, and I was determined to go. When I first found out, I told my family about the exciting news. My mother was overjoyed. She had always encouraged me to chase my dreams, no matter how big they seemed. My father, on the other hand, was more cautious. He wanted to make sure everything was organized and safe, especially since I had never traveled abroad before. He kept asking, "Are you sure you're ready for this, Clara?" But I assured him, "Yes, Dad, I can do this. I'm excited to learn and grow." The very first step was applying for a visa. I had never applied for a visa before, so I was a bit nervous. I had to gather a lot of documents like my invitation letter, passport, photographs, and travel details. I went to the embassy with my mother and father. The wait was long, but when my turn came, I felt a wave of relief. The officer at the counter took a look at my documents and said, "Your visa is approved. You'll be going to the United States." I almost couldn't believe it. This was the moment that truly made my journey feel real. The next big task was booking my flight. I had never flown before, so I was both nervous and excited. After browsing online for a while, I found a flight that would take me from Rome to New York City. It was a long flight, about 12 hours, but I felt ready. I had read a lot about the experience of flying, and I was determined to make it an adventure. As the day of my departure approached, I started preparing for the journey. Packing was harder than I thought. I had to figure out what to bring for different weather conditions for the conference and for my personal needs. I made sure to pack a few dresses for the conference events, comfortable clothes for the flight, and, of course, all the necessary toiletries and documents. The most important item I packed was my passport. Without it, none of this would be possible. The day before my flight was a mix of excitement and nervousness. I couldn't sleep much that night because I kept thinking about everything that could go wrong. What if I missed my flight? What if I got lost in the airport? What if I didn't understand the language? My mind was full of questions. But then I remembered my mother's words. "Don't worry, Clara. Everything will be fine. Just be yourself and follow your heart." The morning of my flight arrived. I woke up early, double-checked all my belongings, and said goodbye to my family. My parents were so proud of me. They gave me tight hugs and wished me good luck. "Be careful, Clara. Stay in touch with us, okay?" my father said. I promised I would, and I walked into the airport with excitement in my heart. The airport was huge, and there were so many people everywhere. I had to check in and then go through security. The airport staff were helpful and friendly, but I felt a little overwhelmed. I had never flown before, and everything was new. After clearing security, I finally reached the boarding gate. I was excited, but also nervous. I boarded the plane, found my seat, and got settled. I had a window seat, which I was thrilled about because I wanted to see the world below as we took off. The flight attendants were kind, and they showed me how to fasten my seatbelt and how the safety procedures worked. The flight was long, but I managed to pass the time by watching movies, reading a book, and talking to the flight attendants. The food was not great, but I didn't mind much. I was too excited about the journey ahead. The most amazing part of the flight was when we started our descent into New York City. I looked out of the window and saw the vast land beneath me. The lights of the city shone like stars, and I felt like I was landing in another world. I had never seen anything like it. My heart raced as I realized that in just a few minutes, I would be stepping onto the ground of a foreign country for the very first time. Once the plane landed, I followed the signs to customs and immigration. I had to show my passport, my visa, and answer a few questions. I was nervous, but everything went smoothly. The officer smiled and said, "Welcome to the United States, Clara." Hearing those words felt so surreal. After passing through customs, I picked up my luggage and stepped out into the arrivals hall. I had arrived in the United States. Everything looked so different from what I was used to. The airport was huge, and the people spoke with different accents. But I knew that this was just the beginning of a new chapter in my life. I took a taxi to the hotel where the conference would be held. As we drove through the city, I couldn't stop looking out of the window. The buildings were so tall, the streets were so busy, and the people were moving fast. It felt like I had entered a different world altogether. Everything was so modern and new. I couldn't wait to explore more of this place. When I arrived at the hotel, I was given a room on the top floor. The view from my window was incredible. I could see the entire city below me. I felt like I was on top of the world. I unpacked my bags and took a few moments to relax before heading out to explore the area around the hotel. But I knew I had to rest because the conference would start the next day. The next morning, I woke up early with a sense of excitement in my heart. The conference I had come to attend was only a few hours away, and I couldn't wait to meet all the other young people who were coming from different countries. I had never been in a setting like this before, where I would be surrounded by so many talented, driven individuals from around the world. The thought made me feel a little nervous, but also proud. I had worked so hard to get to this point, and now, the time had finally come. I dressed quickly and headed downstairs to the hotel's conference hall. When I arrived, I was welcomed by the conference organizers, who were all so kind and warm. They handed me my conference pass and a small guidebook that had details about the sessions and the schedule. I looked through it and noticed that there were many interesting topics to discuss, topics about leadership, global challenges, and ways in which we could contribute to our communities. As I walked into the main hall, I felt a wave of nervousness hit me. There were so many people. Some were standing in groups, while others were sitting at tables chatting. It was overwhelming. I stood for a moment, unsure of where to go, when I was approached by a girl who smiled at me warmly. She introduced herself as Maria, and she was from Spain. We started talking right away, and I was relieved to find someone who was friendly and open. She told me that she had attended similar conferences before and reassured me that everyone here was very supportive. As the conference started, I took a deep breath and tried to calm my nerves. The opening speaker was an inspiring young woman who spoke about her journey in the field of social entrepreneurship. She shared how she had started her own nonprofit organization to help children in need, and how her work had changed the lives of so many. Her story made me realize that I, too, could make a difference. I didn't have to wait for the perfect moment. I could start now, no matter how small the step. After the opening speech, we were divided into smaller groups to discuss various topics. My group focused on climate change and the role young people can play in protecting the environment. It was amazing to hear everyone's perspectives. Maria shared how her community in Spain had organized beach cleanups, while a boy from Kenya spoke about his experience planting trees in his village to combat desertification. I shared my thoughts on how we can educate young people about the importance of taking care of the environment and how simple actions like reducing plastic use could make a big impact. The discussions were thought-provoking, and I felt so proud to be part of such a passionate and driven group of people. I realized that no matter where we came from, we all shared the same goal: to create a better world for future generations. We might have different ways of achieving that goal, but the heart of our mission was the same. In the evening, we had a cultural exchange event where everyone could share something about their home countries. I had prepared a short presentation about Italy, and I was a little nervous about speaking in front of so many people, but when it was my turn, I felt a surge of confidence. I talked about the history, culture, and traditions of Italy, and how we celebrate festivals like Carnival and Ferragosto. People were interested and asked me many questions. It felt great to share a piece of my country with them. The next day, I woke up feeling more at ease. I had made friends and felt more comfortable in the conference environment. Today's sessions were about leadership and how we could use our skills to influence change in our communities. The speaker was a young man from Canada who had started a project to provide clean drinking water to villages in Africa. His dedication to making the world a better place inspired me even more. I thought to myself, if they can do it, so can I. The sessions were very interactive, and I enjoyed every moment. We discussed topics like how to motivate others, how to lead with empathy, and how to collaborate with people from different backgrounds. The most important lesson I learned was that leadership isn't about being in charge. It's about empowering others, listening to their voices, and working together to achieve a common goal. It made me realize that I didn't have to wait until I was older or had more experience to start making a difference. I could start now, right where I was, by being kind, by listening, and by supporting others. That evening, there was a networking dinner where we could interact with the speakers and other attendees in a more relaxed setting. It was a wonderful opportunity to connect with people from different walks of life. I had a long conversation with a girl from Japan who was working on a project to promote mental health awareness among young people. I shared my thoughts about the importance of mental well-being and how it's something we should talk about openly. She agreed, and we discussed ways we could work together to raise awareness on social media. The following day was the highlight of the conference. We were divided into teams to present a proposal for a project that could make a positive impact on the world. My team, which consisted of people from Germany, South Korea, and Brazil, decided to create a project focused on educating young people about sustainable farming practices. We worked together for hours, brainstorming ideas and organizing our thoughts. We knew that if we wanted our project to be successful, we had to make it practical and achievable. After many discussions, we came up with a proposal that included workshops, online resources, and community outreach programs to teach young people about the importance of sustainable farming. The moment of truth came when we presented our project to the entire conference. My heart raced as I stood before everyone, but I was confident in our idea. The response was overwhelmingly positive. The audience applauded, and the judges praised us for our creativity and practical approach. We were even selected as one of the finalists to receive funding for our project. It was one of the proudest moments of my life. I had worked hard, and together with my team, we had created something meaningful that could help others. As the conference came to an end, I felt a deep sense of gratitude. This journey had been an eye-opening experience. Not only had I learned so much, but I had also met incredible people who were working towards a better world. The conference had given me the tools, the knowledge, and the inspiration to make a real difference. I realized that no matter where I came from, I had the power to create change. I could use my voice, my skills, and my passion to help others, just like the amazing people I had met here. The last night of the conference was bittersweet. We all gathered together for a final dinner, and as we ate, we shared our reflections on the journey. I looked around the room and felt so proud to be among these incredible individuals. It was a reminder that we are all capable of greatness, no matter how small we may feel sometimes. I left the conference with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. On the flight back to Italy, I couldn't stop thinking about everything I had experienced. I knew that this journey was just the beginning. I had learned so much, but there was still so much more to do. I couldn't wait to return home and start working on the projects I had discussed at the conference. I had found my passion, and I was determined to make it a reality. As I landed back in Rome, I thought about the message I wanted to share with everyone who had supported me along the way. I realized that no matter how big or small your dreams may seem, they are worth chasing. Every step you take toward your goal, no matter how difficult, brings you closer to achieving it. And most importantly, don't be afraid to believe in yourself. If I could go from a small town in Italy to an international conference in the United States, then anyone can achieve their dreams. This journey taught me that the world is full of opportunities. All we have to do is take that first step, even when we're afraid, and trust that we are capable of more than we think.